This Wednesday, a lady who used to buy a particular seasoning product from this Baba, who happens to be my customer, decided to change her mind in buying that particular seasoning product. And the Baba was curious and I asked her why, because he knows her and know that particular seasoning product is her favorite. She now said he don't used to give her the taste that he used to give her before if she cooked. And she kind of said, okay, I'm going for a new seasoning product. I want to try something new to see if I'm going to get the taste I used to get before. Now, if you are sensitive, that particular seasoning product, if you are a sensitive person when it comes to taste, you too will discover that the particular seasoning going to give you that taste that it used to give you before. This is common. When there is high inflation, the cost of producing those materials increase, especially the raw material or transportation. Instead of companies should maintain those raw materials and increase the price of the product, they will prefer to use a low quality product, or they reduce the quantity they use in producing that particular product that used to give her the taste that used to give her before, and maintain the price of that product. Economists call this skimpflation. This doesn't only happen in consumer goods, it also happens in telephone company. Last week, my colleague was complaining of poor network supply after purchasing the data. While he was complaining, another of my colleagues also screamed that this particular experience happens to him also. Now, let me give you an instance. If you used to buy a data of 40 gig, for instance, and that 40 gig likes to last you for at least 1 month. Sometimes that 1 month may not get to 1 month, maybe 3 weeks or 3 weeks, 5 days, and the data finish. But all of a sudden, you discover that when you buy 40 gig for 1 month, you discover you didn't use up to 70 to 80% of that data and the data expired. What I mean is you bought 40 gig data and before you finish using, because of too much network interruption, you discover that your data remained almost 15 gig and it expired at 15 gig. What they did is they reduced the data quality, or they decided to interrupt the network so that you will not consume the data to that fullest, so that they will not be at loss. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the idea is also, let's say you purchase the data of 40 gig and you use 40 gig normally without any network interruption, and it finished before the data expired. Now, you are using the same 40 gig and the data expired before it finished. That's another form of skimpflation that network company are using. They will interrupt the network the whole time, and you discover that you didn't consume the particular amount of data that you purchased and the data expired. Telephone company do that. If you want to understand shrinkflation, you want to understand greedflation, click on the notification button and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to explain that one later.